Myself, Maseeha. This is my part 2 of my biology seminar. So on that day we have discovered many topics. We have also discovered what is the aim of our seminar, what are the types of nutritions, how do we intake. So everything we did. This is the part 2. So in last class we have discussed goal, alternative nutritions, photosynthesis and factors which are affecting photosynthesis or which are taking place in photosynthesis and chlorophyll. We have discovered half. We have studied half topic of chlorophyll. This is the some few points were left in this topic. So we are going to discuss about them. Chlorophyll. We have discovered about chlorophyll. We have studied about chlorophyll that House he proposed a statement. He said a statement that only green parts or green plant parts could carry process photosynthesis. Now we can see that in parks or at a place in some places we can see those some plants will be of orange color, red color, purple color. So according to him, only green plant parts can do photosynthesis. So how are they alive? The colorful plants, because they are not living. How are they alive? How are they preparing their own food? How are the process of photosynthesis taking place? So it was said that it became only possible to discover chlorophyll because of two persons. Those were Palladier and Cavendish. They extracted green colored pigment from leaves and named it as chlorophyll. Palladier and Cavendish. Now, how different we discover how different pigments are. The different pigment is we can see carrots are there. In this color, carrots are in orange color. So the pigment carotenoids, the pigment named by carotenoids, it's present in carrots. Though it is not of green color, it is of orange color. It is present in carrot. It is an example of pigments. The carotenoids is and fibrobils. Bilins is the example where we can find. It is true that green plants starts take place, but they also take place of different color plants also take place. This pigments, nothing but carotenoids, fibrobils. These also help in photosynthesis by trapping solar energy and preparing their own food for themselves and also for the universe. The next is place of photosynthesis. We have learned about photosynthesis, what are the factors, how it is taking place. So now, where it is taking place, we will discuss. Next is place or location of photosynthesis. Though photosynthesis was discovered, the place of photosynthesis was not discovered until 6 decades. Chlorophyll was discovered, but till 6 decades, chlorophyll was discovered, but till 6 decades, place of photosynthesis was unknown. After discovery of chlorophyll, place of photosynthesis was still unknown to scientists till next 6 decades. After that, in 1833, yes, Julius Van Stack, born Stack is in 1883, Julius Van Stack, he is a scientist. What he did, he discovered chloroplast. So this is the figure which we need to remember now. Here in this figure we can see that he discovered this. What he discovered? Chloroplast. Where we can find chlorophyll in the chloroplast. What he did, he discovered chloroplast. This is the diagram of chloroplast. we can see that chloroplast is having three membranes. Okay, the innermost membrane forms. Here we saw it, the fluid sac like fluid which we saw. It is nothing but stroma. Now we'll see the functions on them. First, it consists of three membranes. Innermost three membranes. First is grana, which we have discovered. These are grana. Grana is for trapping, as we know, is present in the leaves, and in leaves process of photosynthesis takes place by trapping solar energy. You know this. So who is trapping solar energy? Chloroplast grana is only the one which is a site for trapping solar energy. Next is stroma, which is nothing but intermediary fluid filled part is there. This portion is a fluid filled. It is called as stroma. What it is, whatever reactions, enzymatic reactions are taking place, it is a work of stroma. Now, whatever substances we can find in chloroplast, we will learn about thylakoids shortly. Whatever substances we can find in thylakoids, they are called as photosynthetic pigments. They are called as whatever parts or whatever substances we can found in chloroplast, they are called as photosynthetic pigments. Now we have discovered, we have said that stroma thylakoid and grana thylakoid. Now what we will do is, there are two major kinds of thylakoids. There are two major kinds of thylakoid membranes. Okay, chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll A is of bluish green color. Chlorophyll A is of bluish green in color, and the same goes with chlorophyll B also. Chlorophyll B, it is of yellowish green color. Yellowish green color. So thylakoid, it is also two types, two major kind of thylakoid are there. Thylakoid membranes are there. Chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll A is of bluish green color and chlorophyll B is of yellowish green color. So there are around 250 to 400 pigment molecules. They are grouped together as the harvesting of light. We collect the light, sunlight, and the complex carbohydrates and photosynthetic units in each thylakoid. So here they are trapping sunlight, and here the process is taking place. As we said, right, grana is responsible for trapping sunlight. Here they harvest sunlight and as they group as light and harvesting complex carbohydrates unit in each thylakoid. In each type, there are two major kinds of thylakoids. Next is, there are many events taking place in the process of photosynthesis. So there are three events. There are events taking place. There are mainly three events which are taking place in the process of photosynthesis, which is conversion of light energy to chemical energy. From sunlight, they are converted into chemical energy. That is the process. Splitting of water molecule and reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. Conversion of light energy to chemical energy, splitting of water molecules, and reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrate. Many processes take place, but these three are the major ones. Next is we have discovered place of photosynthesis. Where does photosynthesis take place? Now, Allah Ta'ala created, He divided our entire day from morning, from Fajr to Isha. What we can see, there are two things. First, from Fajr to the evening, we have light, where we don't need electric lights. We need tube lights, couple, but natural light Allah gave us. Till evening we will have it. But after that, we also created more also. We use electric bulbs and switches. We use electronics at night for light. So He also divided from day and night, where light are there, light independent, means they already have light dependent. So here also the mechanism, we are going to learn about mechanism. In mechanism, it is divided, light dependent, and same goes for light independent. Dependent in the sense it needs light. Independent means it does not need light. First we will learn about light dependent reaction. It is also called as photochemical reaction. It is also called as photochemical reactions. Photochemical reaction. In this, what happens is whenever chlorophyll, we have this is our chlorophyll, whenever chlorophyll is exposed to sunlight, nothing but to sunlight, whenever it is exposed, it becomes activated. The chlorophyll, when it is exposed to sunlight, it becomes activated by absorbing photons. Now here photons are nothing but unit of sunlight. Photons are unit of sunlight. Chlorophyll becomes activated and it will absorb photons. Now this energy, whatever chemical energy is there, it is used in splitting of, we have discovered, right? We have learned about 3 events taking place, right? In the first event was chemical energy. The second event is splitting of water molecule. So here by using this light, water molecule, they will split water molecules to release O2, which we will inhale and will exhale carbon dioxide. We will inhale oxygen. From where are they getting? Plants are producing oxygen. So now we will take first chlorophyll becomes activated. After that it will absorb photons. After that chemical energy. After that water molecule is splitted and then we will get oxygen. This all process is called as photolysis. This process is called as photolysis. Now it was discovered by Robert Hill. So it is having many names. So it is also called as, it is discovered by Robert Hill. It is also called as Hill's reaction. But here, one more important thing is taking place. After the photosynthesis, what happens? Hydrogen is produced. Now, in photolysis, whatever hydrogen is produced, it is immediately picked up by a compound called NADP. Hydrogen is immediately picked by a compound. What it is? NADP. NADP. Now NADP is collected by hydrogen. Yes, NADP collects hydrogen to form NADPH. It is the end product of NADP to form NADPH. NADPH. It is the end product of NADP and ATP is formed in the end. You know that ATP, adenosine triphosphate, it is stored in mitochondria. It is form of energy. Whenever we need energy, it releases energy and we will get it energy. So this was about light dependent reactions. Now we are going to learn about light independent reactions. It is also called as dark reactions. Whenever sunlight is there, it traps energy and even the process of photosynthesis can take place during the night also whenever light energy is not there. So it is also called as dark reactions. Here hydrogen was produced, right? Hydrogen combines with CO2. Hydrogen it combines with CO2. Hydrogen combines with CO2 utilizing ATP energy whichever was formed and produce glucose. The end product will get as starch. Here hydrogen combines with CO2 with the help of ATP and then it gives us C6H12 and O6. That is called glucose. And we store it. It is starch. We'll get food or starch. Now it is converted into starch. Whatever food materials we are getting, it is stored only. So we will get starch. Whenever the glucose is stored, it will get starch. So here hydrogen is picked up with the help of carbon dioxide and ATP has given energy, glucose will form and when it is converted, when it is storage product. What is starch? It is a storage product. It is storage product. Next is plants. Now unlike humans, plants are they can live, they can survive in a number of range of conditions. For example, like during heavy rainfall, during thunderstorm, and very frustrating summer, in this all these different seasons, in the range of different situations, they live. Plants are capable. Allah gave them that much ability, and there are been humans complain today, and requirement of light and carbon dioxide is different from plant to plant. The next is heterotrophic nutrition. Our chapter was divided into mainly two topics. Heterotrophic nutrition which we have discussed, which is nothing but that by using this, in simple words, they are able to get their own and for entire universe also, universal donors, producers. Our chapter was mainly divided into two topics: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. We have done till here we are done with autotrophic nutrition. Now we are going to learn about heterotrophic nutrition. Yes. Now we are going to learn about heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition is was able to create their own food by traffic selection. Opposite of autotrophic nutrition is heterotrophic nutrition, which aren't able to produce their own food or create their own food. Now how? If there are many organisms like unicellular organisms, an example of unicellular organisms, amoeba, multicellular organisms like a human being. So if we aren't able to create our own food unlike plants, then how are we obtaining it? How are we acquiring it? So food is created, right? How are we acquiring it? Now we will see how we are obtaining it. Some break food outside their body and absorb it. Whatever food is there, they will outside their body, they will break it and then they absorb it into their body. These are called as saprobiotics. Obtaining. First, we are going to learn about saprobiotics. What saprobiotics do? Outside their body, they break it and then they absorb it. Next is some other what they do to derive nutrition from plants or animals without killing them. We have in the last seminar we have discussed that Castuta, dodo plant which was there, it is acting as parasitic plant to the another plant as host. No? It is host, so it is acting as parasitic. Sometimes while taking nutrition from xylem and phloem, water and nutrients, it will take, but it might kill the plant also. So here some without killing, they derive nutrients and water, but without killing them. And what they do, some take whole material inside their body and then break it. Unlike saprophyte, they take entire food inside their body first and then they break it. Next is single cell. Single cell. Example is amoeba. The diagrams. In single cell like amoeba, what they will do, food will be taken by entire, it is having surface, right? Pseudopodia, the food which will be having, they will take entire food inside their body. So this is the first, we can see that here it is a pseudopodia. It is a food. What it will do, first it will and it is having no proper shape, different shape it might acquire, because it will open its food, then it will intake food particles, then it will take it. So it will become, it is nucleus, it will become food vacuole like this. Here it is paramecium. We have to learn about paramecium. What does paramecium do? Paramecium. Cilia. It is a movement. Cilia. Cilia is a movement in their cytoplasm by through which they intake food. Paramecium. Next is parasitic nutrition. Let's do that. Okay. We haven't discovered it. Okay. Now we are going to. I'm sorry. I said that like Astuta, how they take food. So now we are going to learn about an example of a organism or a creature of Umbrella. This is called as Astuta. Now we learn about them. As I mentioned in the I said right about Astuta. Now we are going to learn about it. It is having a parasitic mode or parasitic nutrition, you can say, whatever you want to say, right? You can say parasitic mode or parasitic nutrition. Now, a plant is there. Imagine a plant. A plant is on other plant through any movement, like it will have different organs. So they are deriving nutrients and water from other plants. So they are deriving. So they are parasitic, which are dependent from whom they are host. Dodo. It belongs to dodos and it is a leaflet to morning glory family species. Morning glory species, the Astuta belongs to morning glory family. There are about 170 unique species. Morning a plant. Here there is a plant. So how does the spina do it? They are having like ring-like structure. It is called as first area. They will come like this on the plant. They will reach until they cannot find the end point of the plant. Till the time they will reach the plant. So it is called as first area. Noted as a leafless twining parasitic plant belonging to Morning Glory family. They are having only 170 species. It is having no chlorophyll. It absorbs nutrients through first area. Like root-like structure it is having it through host area. It is like root-like structure which penetrate into the tissues of a host plant and then it might kill it. Not every time, it might kill it. What they will do, they penetrate the host plant. In the host plant and might kill it. And next is dotted seed germinates. How does seed of this? How are they growing? So its seed germinates, forming an anchoring root till the time they are getting the until it reaches the host plant. It will continuously form the root until they are getting any plant till the time they reaches the plant. Till the time they form the structure until they get any host plant for their nutrient. Dotted seed germinates, forming anchoring root, send up a slender stem and grows in a spiral until it reaches the host plant. Then it twins and it penetrates. Water and nutrients are drawn by, as we know, vascular bundle, xylem and phloem. It derives. Next, the main topic is human nutrition, passage of food. Passage of food. We just intake food, we just chew food, and then after some time it will be digested. But there is a huge, long, lengthy and a very complex process taking in place. That's the reason before having our food, after having our food, even if we forget reciting dua, there is also a dua. Whenever it is very important, when we will learn the entire process, it is a very complex process and we will be completely shocked. Are these much things happening inside our body? Just a bite of food to get digested? That is the reason before, and if you forget in the middle and then even in the end we have to recite fast. So, passage of food. First, this food is first crushed by teeth. We intake a food, right? First the food is cut and crushed by teeth. Then it is mixed with saliva present in our mouth. With saliva present in our mouth. Now it will be like liquid slippery substance will form, right? Now it will become a slippery lump will form. It is called as bolus. What it is called as bolus. The slippery lump will form, right, of our food crushed with saliva. It is called as bolus. This process is called as mastication. Mastication. This process is called as mastication. Mastication. And now what happened? Our salivary glands are there. Okay, our salivary glands. There are three pairs of salivary glands. There are three pairs of salivary. There are three pairs of salivary glands. Mainly consist of amylase. It is an enzyme. Amylase is an enzyme. Amylase is an enzyme which helps in digestion. Now here what happens? It helps in breaking down. Whenever we take food, now salivary glands are there. There are three phases. Mainly amylase is it contains amylase. Amylase is an enzyme. It helps in breaking of complex carbohydrates into the simpler ones. It helps in breaking. Amylase helps in breaking complex carbohydrates into the simple one. Now this process is called as digestion. As I said, digestion. What? With the help of amylase, get formed into simpler ones. It is called as digestion. Now our tongue and our even lower jaw helps in this process. Now these soft food like we had discovered it bolus, it gets through our esophagus and by a wave-like movement. How wave will be of ocean? By a wave-like movement in the esophagus, by a wave-like movement. By a wave-like movement, it travels. Yes, it is called as esophagus. It is called as in the esophagus. By a wave-like movement, it travels. This wave-like movement is called as peristaltic movement. From esophagus, it is a long tube. From esophagus to our stomach, it is by the peristaltic movement. The food is traveling and even bolus is traveling. Now, the stomach, our stomach, the food gets churned. Nothing but more it will get mixed with the gastric juices. There will be, we know that HCl is in a very low amount. It is present in our body for mixing of food for digestion itself. We know that. So gastric juices will be there and HCl will be there for in the medium acidic medium. Now, in stomach what we have HCl and gastric juices. With the help of these, the food gets more churned, mixed, and it will become into semi-solid condition. Now it will become in semi-solid condition. Some proteins and carbohydrates are already broken. They are called as fine. Proteins and carbohydrates, they are already broken. It is called as fine. The food passes through small intestine. We know that our intestine are large intestine and small intestine. First, food passes through small intestine. In our intestine, microvilli will be present. In our small intestine, just remember this. In our small intestine, from stomach to the small intestine, our food passes. In our small intestine, there are ring-like structure. Like there are ring-like structure are there. Ring-like structure is present. It is called as pyloric sphincters. It is called as sphincters. It is called as. And they what happen whenever they relax, right? They relax to open to they will let the food pass through. Whenever they will relax, they will open and food gets passed through. What those sphincters are called as pyloric sphincters. You have this finger? Pyloric sphincters. These help in whenever they relax, they will open and food gets passed through. And very less amount of food gets passed through. Now, these pyloric sphincters are responsible for regulating opening for passage for small quantities only. Large quantity of food cannot pass through this. Its proximal part means its near part is duodenum. It is a sign for digestion. Here duodenum is there now. It helps in the digestion. Now these juices, whatever juices are there, they are alkaline or basic in nature. They are not acidic. They are basic in nature. Juices are present. They are alkaline or basic also present. They are basic in nature. One of our example we can say trypsin. Example one of the juice I am telling of alkaline juice which is present in our body. It is trypsin. Now we know okay, one more point. Proteins are there, right? Whatever proteins we are taking, it gets digested or broken down with the help of enzyme called pepsin. We can proteins. We have discovered, right? Proteins are carbohydrate and it is called as proteins are broken down by pepsin. PE can remember. Proteins and pepsin with the help of pepsin only. Now we have discovered carbohydrate, protein. Now how fats? Fats what happen? Fat is digested by converting into small globules. This process is called as emulsification. Fat is digested. It is digested by forming small globules. It is called as emulsification. digestion from intestine it is here, right? From intestine to blood. Here till here it was intestine, right? From intestine, small intestine to blood, it is called as, this process is called as absorption. It is called as absorption. The process from small intestine, the blood traveling, the food traveling from intestine to blood, it is called as products of digestion. From small intestine to blood, it is called as absorption. Intestine. Now I have said that, remember villi, in intestine, small intestine will have microvilli. Now intestinal walls have these microvilli. It increases the surface for absorption. Absorption is taking place, but this microvilli helps in that increase in more quantity. After maximum, after the more absorption will be finished, from food from small intestine to blood, the rest passes to large intestine. I said, right, two types, small intestine and large intestine, right? Now from small intestine, how much the maximum will be transported to blood only, but from small intestine to large intestine, it will be transported when the food is undigested. Yes, when the food is undigested from small intestine to large intestine, and then it is expelled through anus. When then it is passes through anus, it is undigested food. Undigested food from small intestine to large intestine, it is passed down, expelled down, and then this process is called as defecation. This process is called as defecation. Now, whatever we have expelled, still this process, this is called as defecation, right? Whatever we have passed down through anus, it still contains some considerable amount of proteins and carbohydrates in them. It is not like it is completely A to Z, it is not A, but it does contain some considerable amount of nutrients. The next is health aspects. Health aspects. If our body is well, our body is our health is our wealth. They say that our health is our wealth. If we are active, if our body is in a very good condition from inside, that is how we react outside. So health plays a very major in our day-to-day life. So everything is given by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Food comes to our home, our mothers, our parents cook it, and then we have it. Everything happens by the order of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Now, whenever we are getting like this, every time from our born till the time we are born till then we die, we are continuously having, right? So it is a very big favor of Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So now here, as what we can do is, what we should do is, we should, when we take food, right, we should first of all decide to us. We should have a and we should not think, we should not complain, I don't like this, I cannot have this, this, so you cannot complain about it. It is here by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So if he doesn't feel good whenever he is giving to his creation, and we are just declining, we are just not, we are not telling that we don't need. Okay, so now health aspect. As I said, so we should have it, we should not complain about it. So health aspect, vomiting is one of the health aspects where what happens is, it is the body's method to, food is taking place through digestion, right? Opposite happens to of it, and entire food comes out of our stomach. Just 1 minute. Okay, so vomiting, I said, it is a method of our body to itself of unwanted or harmful from stomach to the mouth. It is all rid of. The peristaltic movement is reversed, and the vomiting is of two types. We will get of one color, greenish color, or it is called as bilious or liverish. It is called as liverish. It is called as. So it is result of what when it happens when we are overeating. When we are overeating food, then vomiting happens. Next is diseases due to malnutrition. 2/3 of world population suffers from malnutrition, and but when a person is not getting all the nutrients in an amount where it should get, right? So lack of balanced diet, eating food that doesn't have one or more nutrients in required amount will give us, if we are not eating, then we will suffer from malnutrition. There are malnutrition will have three types: protein, calorie, and protein calorie. So there are many diseases where we will get, but very famous or the one which will continuously occur, where we can find in more number, these you can see how people suffer when they are eating very much, will get obesity. And when we are having protein, when we are having protein malnutrition, protein deficiency, will get kwashiorkor. This disease will get, and marasmus will get when we don't have both. Protein also we don't have, calorie also we don't have. When we'll have protein calorie malnutrition, will suffer from this disease. You can see this. It is marasmus and kwashiorkor. The last topic is vitamin deficiency. Vitamin deficiency is nothing but when we will not get a right amount of vitamins in our body. So vitamins are organic substances. There are micronutrients present in our body. They are in a very small amount. We cannot take a big intake of high vitamins, can also give us diseases. We cannot suffer that. So through two ways we will get vitamins. First is our diet, whatever we are having, and through our body have vitamins. So there are two ways of vitamins present. So now one is diet and other is bacteria. What are bacteria that is present in our intestine that synthesizes and supplies vitamins to body. Vitamins are directly not present in our body, but bacteria is present which in the intestine that synthesizes and supplies vitamins to our entire body. First is this and second is our diet, how we are intake of our food. Next, vitamins are broadly classified into two types. First is water soluble vitamins, B, complex, and vitamin C, which comes under it, and fat soluble vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. If our diet is something, if we are intaking something and it doesn't contain right amount of vitamins present, right proportion of vitamins present in them, then we will suffer from vitamin deficiency. So in this chapter, our goal was to know the mode of acquiring food. We have discussed about adult nutrition also, integrative nutrition also, and mainly how in our body it takes this we have discovered. So this was about my seminar.